Time to turn the page and head into our second game of the day. This one we're heading down the bracket a little bit as we're going to get Georgetown versus North Dakota. Jeff and Vincent here returning with two teams that have had some struggles throughout this season.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of tale of two halves for uh Georgetown at the very least. They started out pretty okay, but now they've been playing some very tough opponents the last 5 or so weeks. And then on the other side of things, I mean, North Dakota, they just had a nightmare start to the season. They had to play Montana twice and UT Arlington twice to start us out. And then they've really not had a lot of easy games since then either. So it's definitely been a tough task to get to this point, and I think picking up two wins is pretty much what we could expect from them anyway. So with these two teams, it's kind of a time for them to show what they're made of.
And North Dakota haven't played their Week 14 matchup yet. Still have that spring break game to make up. So there's a couple opportunities. So the fact they only have two wins coming in Week 15 is a little bit misleading. But a win here today is going to go a long way. And I'm curious to see how they come out of the gate. It's you're talking about having to play UTA and Montana for your first four games. That's currently your number one and number two seed, just to put that in perspective. So
Yeah.
that was starting the season off with just an absolute punch in the face, and they've been forced to try to just claw their way back in ever since.
Yeah, and they've been trying to do just that. And well, this is, I think, potentially the start to really find their way into some of those winning graces. And well, speaking of winning, North Dakota starting out with a winning goal at the very least from the amateur.
You'll take that. Nice little move, able to get over one. I don't know if they were looking for the bounce, but they're there to recover in case it happened. And the amateur finds himself with a 7-second goal.
I mean, that's about as good as you can hope, and about as quick as you could ask as we get back underway here. And that's North Dakota with the early statement on the board saying, "Hey, listen, we're here to play. We're here to win."
Oh, Planning Cargo is able to answer right back. Has the Batmobile out on the pitch right now. Look at
Sometimes you just need some Batmobile in your life. I
some,
understand.
you know what?
He's
Yeah,
he's celebrating the new Batman movie.
right. I mean, this is what we normally see Planning Cargo on. It just never ceases to amaze me, to be honest. Serene, really? Okay. Wow, we are about 26 seconds in, and already three goals on the board. This one just an incredible individual effort off the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, Serene kind of was the one to go for that touch, got hit with a brick wall and bounced off of it, and so did the ball. So it's just like, hey, look what I got. I'll knock that in towards that net, and they do just that. It's 2-1.
Very aggressive, just firework display so far. Legal Eagle denying a shot there, but this is a good opportunity that the amateur manages to weave in as far left as they could possibly put that shot to be out of the range of the two defenders. And there's yet another goal on the board. This would tie up the game.
What a great placement of
We
that
all
shot
suck
as
it.
well. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Yeah, Plansy Cargo. Just, it might be what everyone in the stream was thinking, but I wasn't gonna say that out loud. But
Took the words right out of my mouth.
oh man.
Oh, and now in response to that, North Dakota just huddled up in front of the net. I mean, it was just three cars all on the goal line.
They're playing the wall strategy, right? If we're in the goal, they can't get the ball there, right?
Yeah, but there's that glaring weakness of you give up so much space.
Well, that is a problem. I can't deny that. At the same time, it seems to have been a little bit more effective already. Okay,
But
never
only a
mind.
little bit.
Well, that's a classic caster curse right there, Jeff. It really is.
Oh, yeah. You can blame that one on us, North Dakota. We apologize wholeheartedly.
Yep, our bad. Oh man.
But I mean, what an absolute slugfest! Like I this is just two fighters in the ring with no blocking, and it's just punching each other in the face repeatedly, and see who's gonna drop first, whose heart is gonna give, and who's got the stronger jaw.
Sometimes I feel like we're the same person because I was going exactly for that metaphor as well. It is definitely what it is right now. No one is putting up any defenses. Everyone's just going for the knockout punch, quite literally.
Same brain cell. And speaking of knockout punch, good demo there is going to open up the pitch. Legal Eagle trying to go down. Was hoping that there was going to be a boost there, but no, it had already been snagged by the defense of North Dakota. Easily pushed aside. Zune with the save, but Legal Eagles coming in to keep that pressure on past the Serene. Gets intercepted. Buddy Bowler doing their darnest to try to get it out of there. Planning Cargo doing a good job of holding the midfield line. 3 whiffs there at the midfield. Eventually, Amateur is able to push it back down. And UND can try to put together an offense.
There's been a lot of demos here in the last minute or so, it feels like. Everybody just kind of going for broke, and I guess that's what happens when you go for broke. You are moving at a swift pace. Get the demos left, right, and center. There's some good 1-2 punching going on right there, coming through at least from the Georgetown side of things, and some maybe moving with some more ideas rather than just that all out brawly style.
Yeah, then just hold down boost all the time.
I mean, that's what I do.
that's how I play.
Not that it's effective. I'm just saying.
Right. Well, that's why we're in the booth and they're on the pitch.
Precisely. That's why we get to watch them hopefully learn something. And I certainly am learning something right now. And that's that I never want to make either of these teams angry.
Well, scoring has definitely slowed down a little bit. I said that just to make sure that we got another goal on the board.
Tactical is what you're saying. Tactical caster cursing. I get you.
Calculated caster cursing.
We're out here helping teams. You know what I'm saying? It's a 3-3, and it is 1 minute 50 seconds to work with. I can't believe it, but we are continuing to see goals. It's the Amateur doing it all themselves, by the way, off the kickoff.
Yeah, that was awesome. Cheated up. But that is, at the end, a hat trick for Amateur here in game number 1. And the lead going over to North Dakota with $1:46 remaining.
Nice way to start out. Game 1 of this best of 5 has been nothing but fireworks, as you said earlier. And with that, we are maybe potentially going to be seeing UND kind of walk away with things here. If it cannot be Georgetown pick up another goal, I mean, like you said, it has been slowing down, and now it does feel like these 50s in the midfield are really crucial at who can find the advantage.
Planning Cargo going for the touch. Gets the demo. Ball just drops there, so you'll take that dub. Legal into the corner. Gets it stolen away, and Buddy Bowler forcing it back down all the way towards the blue net. Up against the wall, and this is not what Georgetown wants to see right now. They need to be in the green half, and Planning Cargo is trying to make that happen. Has Birdie in the middle, a bad touch, and the ball actually goes right, Serene in the middle. Wow, my brain just, maybe I do need some of those glasses you were talking about. Anyway,
I'll send you a pair, don't worry.
Yeah, thank you for that. Still pressure coming through, but Georgetown not able to get any shots on the back of it.
Yeah, and that's sort of the problem, right? I mean, there was a good attempt there from Legal Eagle, to be fair, but the defense has been very strong, and now UND, that was what I was afraid of. Bullskong, it was such an investment from Georgetown on that push, on that attempt, that it really left themselves open.
Yeah, Planning Cargo didn't quite get in the air quick enough. I mean, it's the right play. Down by 1 at 30 seconds remaining. I mean, you kind of have to go all in. You can't fault Georgetown too much, but a good read from North Dakota. And that definitely feels like it could be the dagger here in game number 1.
With a 2-goal lead and 15 seconds to play, I got to agree with you. Nail, first of which is now in the coffin and, well, looking to continue that trend.
Planning Cargo in the corner. Opportunity here, but Legal Eagle can't get a solid contact on it. And that is UND. Taking map number 1, taking game number 1, that is. 5-3 after a very explosive first minute. Things kind of slowed down, but North Dakota able to keep pressure on late and rise up, grab that first game against their Georgetown rivals.
Yeah, and I mean the amateur is a player we have to just talk about. I mean hat trick on this match, 3 goals, 4 shots, very consistent. And when they were taking shots, they were on target. That's exactly what you want to see. And coming in through North Dakota, the amateur doing precisely that, as Georgetown now has to play from behind in this series with a 1-0 score line for North Dakota. What I will say for Georgetown, it feels like that whenever they get the offensive opportunities, they really struggle to actually follow through. It's often been good defense from North Dakota to stop them, but those secondary attempts have really not been there. I want to see, that second or third try come up a little bit more often.
And Georgetown definitely seemed to, I mean, invest heavily in the offensive front, wanting to be aggressive. So that will only aid that. I mean, the more of those second, third chances, the more possession they're going to have, and just kind of continue that chokehold offensively, to where eventually that they're able to put something home.
It's precisely what you want to see. So we kick off here for game two. It's anybody's game. I mean, that was a very close first map of the set.
Legal Eagle trying to bounce it out. Good defensive play. And two members of Georgetown are kind of left out in the dust. So Legal Eagle has to try to do it themselves. Can't quite put it home. Good block of Planning Cargo's follow up. They do get that second attempt, but the defense for North Dakota is still standing tall. Good news is, well, they're able to control the midfield line, and Georgetown, but they let that one get by. Buddy put things in a dangerous situation. Ooh. The follow up, though, goes wide. Zune doesn't get a solid shot on the rebound, and Georgetown able to stabilize a little bit, but the ball's not out of hot water just yet.
UND are going to want that one back. I mean, that was a goal pretty much however you slice it, only to go just barely awry. And with that, a nice save by UND is going to bring it back that other direction. And this time maybe they can get the finisher, but it's been a much less highly scoring game, but no less exciting from these squads as they have been fighting tooth and nail. But it's been mostly North Dakota on offense. That's been the key.
Buddy looking to keep it that way. Planning Cargo with a good steal, gets over too. Needs somebody to follow up on that, though, and Buddy Bowler's going to beat Legal to the ball. Captain Levi with a good steal. Now the ball's behind all three defensive players, and Buddy just has to escort it home. The aggression from Georgetown does not pay off, and they overcommit, leaving a 2-0 in the back. Buddy Bowler, easy goal.
Didn't realize we were playing an escort game mode here. That was impressive. Taking it all the way to the dub. Yes, North Dakota with a nice goal lead now, and that's the problem that Georgetown ran into last game. I mean, game one of the series, they consistently aggressed to where there wasn't anybody back for that final rotation, and whenever the ball got interrupted, it just created a big opportunity to score goals for North Dakota.
It's been a high-risk gamble with little payout so far. Oh, nice little touch before getting demoed from Zune Gamer. That allows for the defense of North Dakota to kind of regain possession, and there they go, right back into the blue half once again. Little 1-2 to Amateur. Not great contact, so it gets sent aside, and Legal Eagle able to get it over Zune at the midfield. Georgetown trying to go aggressive again, but Buddy Bowler once again stands in their way.
Georgetown doing a little bit of ball following. And what do I mean by that? I mean, feels like there's kind of a line of Georgetown players kind of moving towards that ball at times. And whilst that's not necessarily a problem in every circumstance, it definitely feels like they're just a little bit of a step behind when you see that happening. So North Dakota continuing to at least convince me that they have the advantage in this series, as they definitely have that game one lead.
Yeah, what I've heard call playing reactive instead of proactive.
Fair.
Not anticipating enough, and which affects your reads too, which are so important in that split-second decision making. And I agree, North Dakota have looked to have the edge in those regards, and definitely looking more in control. This game too has slowed down considerably, and North Dakota look to have better control over the pace of what we've been seeing, despite what side of the pitch that they're on.
Yeah, it's as if North Dakota, when they're making these touches, are a bit more calm and collected, whereas, you know, you're seeing Georgetown throw their head at the ball in an attempt to make a play, but it's a bit reckless.
Oh, nice little move over the top opportunity here. Buddy Bowler does not miss. Scores their second here of game two. Beautiful plays from the amateur, though. Just dancing down the pitch and setting up UND and Buddy Bowler for success.
You got to feel for Captain Levi, who made a great defensive play to deny that initial attempt to push it up over towards the crossbar, and then nearly got there to defend it one more time, but just wasn't quick enough. Didn't have the boost to do it.
Now amateur coming through with a big save as well. Gamer fighting a 1v2, does lose possession of that one. Planning Cargo trying to chase it down, but the rest of Georgetown have already rotated back to the midfield line. Good thing, too, they're able to challenge amateur. Eventually, Buddy Bowler is going to force back into the blue half. And looks like North Dakota just kind of all falling back, resetting and grabbing some boost right now.
Yes, indeed. And, well, I mean, to be fair, it's looking like it might be good. An attempt right there on towards the goal, and it's still in the hands of Georgetown, but here
Oh,
we go again.
no.
It's exactly the same. I mean, the 2 out of 3 of these goals have been precisely the scenario that I talked about in between game 1 and game 2. These long range shots, these long range touches that interrupt the Georgetown offense are dangerous because Georgetown's offense is 3 players strong nearly every time.
Buddy Bowler has such a good eye for punishing that as well. Hat trick for them here in game number 2.
Impressive.
It's enabled a 3-0 lead and will turn into a 2-0 lead in the series. So North Dakota will move up to match point after this. And they're not even going to give Georgetown a chance to shoot. Doesn't matter if there's only 5 seconds left. They still want control. Planning Cargo is like a turtle upturned right now.
Oh man, he's just accepted his fate too, exactly like a turtle upturned. But
Okay.
unfortunately, legal, he wasn't giving it up. He's going for it, and he's going to put one away for the road. So, whilst 3-1 not the best of score lines, it's definitely a lot closer because of that final goal, and a nice confidence builder for Legal as well to give them maybe a bit of a boost in towards game 3, which, like you said, is going to be match point for North Dakota.
North Dakota, it's they've used a lot of control in game 2 to get there. Only 5 shots. They're able to score on 3 of those. A lot of it just kind of a counterpunch play style, where we saw a lot more just kind of all-in offense coming out of North Dakota. They make big adjustments in game 2 that pay dividends, where I feel Georgetown just kind of kept playing the same style and failed to adapt there in game 2. Now, they still had 9 shots on, but only 1 goal versus the 3 to 5 conversion rate that we saw in North Dakota.
Yeah, and I think the lack of adjustment point you just made is a good one. It really does go to show that, you know, whoever adjusts better is usually going to be the winner. And
Oh, no.
I mean, that the shenanigans that we just saw, a little bit ridiculous. Everyone missed, and Buddy's like, well, I guess if you're going to leave it there for me. And Serene was there, now back in. Just for the record, Serene was out last time for Captain Levi. Now back in for Georgetown, but wasn't able to do the deed and get the defense down.
I'm not even sure that they had their hands on the controller yet. They hadn't moved at all. Just barely got a button press in towards the end. Buddy Bowler almost did it again.
I mean, you did mention the man has a propensity to kind of spot out those moments, those punishable areas.
Truly,
and it's been very much that Buddy show when it comes down to those punishes.
Patience Planning Cargo. It puts the ball right in the hands of Buddy Bowler. He's going to pop it up in the air, just circling around, not getting too aggressive on it. Taking a long read on that one. Allows time for the rest of North Dakota to press in. See if they can claim some space here in the blue half. Eventually lose control, and it's going to be a big clear down towards Legal Eagle. Buddy Bowler comes up with the save, forces it back into the corner. Time for the defense to get settled. Planning Cargo following the ball along the line. Serene's going to miss out on one, and Amateur will find a short-term clear.
Sort of playing the back and forth game right now, depending on the half or the time. It hasn't been a ton of success, but it's been better overall, I think, for Georgetown. You can see there nearly one of those punish moments, but instead planning Cargo in position to deny it. And here we go again, over the top, and Serene there this time. So adjustments are being made here, Bullskunk.
I was thinking the exact same thing. They're keeping somebody a little bit further back. We saw it from Planning Cargo and Serene. The third man rotating a lot further back as far as positionally than I think they were in games 1 and 2. And it's prevented at least one goal, if not 2 already. But here comes Buddy Bowler back on the strike once again. Has some backup, little lob shot, but Legal Eagle's able to take care of that one.
Yeah, nice back tap there by Legal Eagle. You know, doing some good touch work. Not even quite halftime yet. It felt like a bit of a long one here, especially considering how explosive that first game was. Game 3, on the other hand, it's been a bit of a slogfest back and forth, left and right. Everybody playing a good defense, and sure, North Dakota have the lead right now, but it feels like that could change at any given moment.
Especially with Georgetown driving in. Planning Cargo has 2 to beat. Can't get it past Buddy. Legal does keep it in the zone. Going to the air. Legal Eagle not able to make contact. Buddy Bowler grabs the steal. Can't get past Serene. And it's just a battle for possession over midfield. One Planning Cargo is going to come in and assist Georgetown with, but just a big long shot that's not able to really be followed up on. But both teams just kind of giving it back and forth to each other at the moment. All of these trades are favoring North Dakota. The more time burned off the clock, the closer they are to closing out this series.
That was dangerous. Serene doing a very good job of making a quick decision to just punch that ball back in towards their own corner to buy some time for rotations to come back, some help to come in. And it does mean that there wasn't even a real attempt there at the shot on goal. And the defense, I mean, I'm more and more impressed over time as Georgetown, they finally adjusted to the problems we've been talking about all series long, and it's bearing so good results comparatively.
And now an opportunity to tie the game. The shot from Planning Cargo is true. And oh my goodness, there it is. The culmination of the adjustments, of the patience, and the good defensive rotations results in a tying goal. This one by Planning Cargo.
And I mean, look, UND, they were playing the wall strategy right there. All 3 players sitting on the goal line, and no one able to make the read. No one able to get there in time. It's exactly what you want to see. A minute 15 to play is we are looking at a potential overtime if we don't see a goal go one way or the other in the next minute.
2 good touches from Serene in the net to keep that 1-1 tie a reality at the moment. Amateur stealing it away from Cargo. Serene gets it right back. Slow bounce to Buddy, who's got some time to work with. Nice little flip, gets over 1. Has to beat Serene in the air. Does, but Legal Eagle screams across the line to at least force it in the corner. Ball bounces back the other way. It is a 2v2 in the corner. It was Zune Gaming picking up the big boost, and Buddy Bowler getting the touch. Rotations from North Dakota as they're just going to fall back and wait for possession. Even get a good clear out of it as we cross the 30-second line.
Quick and easy here. Last 20 seconds now, or we might be headed to overtime. And I just done talking about how overtime is dangerous, especially if you're the team in the lead. It can always give you an opportunity, and this has been a lot of opportunities for Georgetown in the last few seconds. Ultimately, though, it looks like overtime might be the reality as the ball hits the pitch and we head into that overtime session.
Second game 3 OT in a row here for week 15. It's North Dakota this time looking to close it out. Shot goes right to Planning Cargo, who's trying to chase it down. Double commit from the defense in front of the goal just to make sure they're able to get planted before any follow can come through. And now Buddy Bowler screaming downfield with it. Going up against the wall. Planning Cargo comes off, taking that challenge. Amateur's going to miss it. And Georgetown here have a chance to regain possession. Able to muscle pass a couple, but can't get it past that midfield line. Buddy holding it down.
Buddy's so good with that light touch. You know, that small little bait touch that he does so well. I really, really love it. And we've seen opportunities for both teams, but again, North Dakota feel like they've had the slight edge, but I say slight because it is. And oh my goodness,
Oh,
that was close. That could have been a goal. North Dakota get away with one.
yeah, scary moment there for the Fighting Hawks. And honestly, like they're not out of trouble just yet. Over the top, that one's off the crossbar. We follow up on that, planting cargo at a bad angle. Legal Eagle too far away. Legal Eagle eventually gets demoed, and this attack is just going to fizzle out a little bit. But nice challenge from Legal, keeps it in the zone. Might be a chance for Georgetown to get down, if not for Amateur driving past. No fancy footwork this time. Planting cargo, looking for the double tap. Will almost get it as it goes off the crossbar. Follow up from Legal Eagle, a little wide as well, as Georgetown have been relentless here in the OT.
Yeah, I mean, Georgetown, they want it and they want it bad. All these shots are so close, but they're just not quite there. It's been a difficult minute and 50 seconds for the likes of North Dakota, but they're still alive. They're still kicking. That means there's always a chance. There's always an opportunity. And Serene, once again, on target. Buddy Bowler for the defense. This defense, they may have gotten lucky a couple times, but they have also been very strong, but not strong enough. Planting cargo. Gonna finally put away that goal. It's been how many attempts in overtime? Too many. But it's done.
And it was a nice little 1-2 that does get the job done. Legal Eagle able to get the pass off the wall over to planting cargo. Find their second goal in that game 3 and keeping Georgetown in this series. But they still have to put up 2 more wins back to back if they want to take the entire thing.
Look at those shots right there. I want to say at least 75% of those were in overtime from Georgetown.
It feels that way.
I mean, they had 13 shots, and I don't think they had but maybe 4 in regulation. I mean, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, Bull Skunk, but it definitely was a significant portion in that OT.
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. I think that's a great judge from an eye test. Maybe 4 or 5 sounds perfectly reasonable. It's about what I would have expected to see had the game ended in regulation. But just an absolute brutal assault, particularly in that last 60 seconds, coming out of Georgetown, and what wonderful adjustments back and forth. So we've seen Georgetown get more defensive. And then go back on the aggression again. It looks like they kind of kept that aggressive posturing heading into game 4. But there's the counter strike, the punish from none other than Buddy Bowler.
Yeah, and you gotta understand that you're Georgetown. It makes sense that they want to go back on that aggression, because they had North Dakota on their back foot for the whole time they're in OT. That's why they could afford to be so aggressive. But things are different now. They're on the kickoff. They're not working with the North Dakota on their back foot. And so they got to realize the when and the where and play accordingly.
We do have Captain Levi back in for game number 4 with serious hopes on the line for Georgetown. So Serene headed back to the bench. Legal Eagle with a good touch there. And it's Captain Levi. He's going to get beat to the ball with good positioning, but didn't pre-jump in time. And defense in North Dakota going to hang on, at least momentarily, though. But with Buddy Bowler giving up that possession, could go the other way. Challenge at midfield, pops straight up in the air, and it's both teams just fighting for possession, for the rights to play in the opponent's half. Planting cargo, can't get it past zone, and UND keeping it alive for now. Captain Levi eventually clears the zone.
But it's just for a moment. It's North Dakota kind of doing the same thing that they were doing in that early game 3, most of game 2 situation, right? Dominating ball control, playing very well, but also not scoring all that often. This, though, I mean, it's Buddy Bowler once again. This guy, how many times is he going to find one of these openings where there's been an overcommittal somewhere and it's a wide open net?
I feel like that's number 5, bare minimum.
At least.
I mean, he's got 7 on the day. I think 5 of those have come off of that style. I mean, like you say, at least.
Yeah, no, 100%. And it's a skill. And I think the fact that Buddy so consistently is right there for it, it shows that it really is something that you have to have a keen eye for. You don't see everybody Bull Skunk doing that.
No, impeccable game 6 and understanding of rotations. Landing Cargo able to get over zone. Georgetown trying to get back into this thing. Legal Eagle shot goes high, turned away any way you slice it. Buddy Bowler chasing it back down. Beats Levi in the corner. Can't get it past Cargo, though. The solo effort, not enough. Cargo forces all three players in North Dakota to come up and make a play on that ball just to keep it in the blue half. Even got to challenge Buddy in the skies to make sure they don't get a clean touch. As Georgetown desperately have to keep this ball out. They cannot give up a third goal right now.
No, it's critical that they play this, and whenever the score line has gotten to a 2 to 3 goal lead, it's become more and more unattainable, and we've seen more and more mistakes from Georgetown. Right now, Georgetown are still in that area where they're playing very disciplined. They can't let themselves get out of that, and a third goal on the cards for UND scoring that would really facilitate the undisciplined gameplay to come forward.
And because of the counterpunch style, Georgetown have been reluctant to be quite as aggressive as we saw in game 1 and early in game 2. So even with the 1 or 2 opportunities that we've seen here in the 3 minutes of game number 4, they don't push that third man up. Oh, double tap from Levi. Oh, it's a little high. Oh, that could have cut the lead in half, but just comes up a tad short. Now an attack from Amateur, but there's 2 defensive players waiting from Georgetown. They know they can't give up this third goal.
Yeah, I mean, having that security goal in place is just so nice for North Dakota. And with it in place, North Dakota can easily go forward, over-aggress, play that risky style that we've seen Georgetown want to play so often, and get away with it. Because even if they're punished, they're not going to be in a losing situation immediately.
And they've gained so much possession and the ability to just set the tone here in game number 4. Oh, that shot from Cargo! Denied by the crossbar! Oh, they have to be kicking themselves right now. Still trying to stick with it, not giving up on this play. Going for another legal Eagle pushing in. That one to lead finally strikes pay dirt, and the lead is cut in half.
There we go. Finally, they've caught a break. Georgetown, a bit of a miss there from the player on the wall. It leaves the goal wide open for the player coming forward from Georgetown. Security goal no longer in possession of North Dakota as we play for 60 seconds. Will we be looking at another overtime, or is this going to be North Dakota taking it away?
And this could be an opportunity for Georgetown to get a little bit more aggressive. Not overly so, not sending everybody super deep, but yes, an opportunity for them to make that one extra shot. That could be the difference maker. Could be the tying goal and keep them alive in this series.
If you're that third guy and you're the one who's finishing the goal, it's not a problem. But you have to be finishing the goal.
Well, here the past 30 seconds, we've been living in the green half. Landing Cargo. Nice little turnaround move. Scans the battlefield. Pushes in. Knows time is working against him. Into the corner they go. Amateur able to find the steal off of a bad bounce out of the corner. Captain Levi has to go up for it. Can't get solid contact with it either. North Dakota are able to at least try to get it out of there, as Georgetown not making quality touches here the last 20 seconds when they needed it most. They were close. It was within vision. It was within striking distance, but not able to get the job done. And UND come away with their 3rd win of the season.
Yeah, it was a really, really close series. There's no doubt, but North Dakota, it felt like really had the edge the whole time, and it was only the top end of the Georgetown gameplay that was able to really fight for the wins. Whenever we're talking like the majority